Hey, what's up? We back in the win column. Come on, let's talk about what this does for our draft position and why I really don't think it's going to be that big of a factor. But after the intro. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Bonafide, and this is Section 240, a channel all about the Tennessee Titans, but from a fan's perspective. So let's jump into this game recap. We got the dub. Now we knew a lot of people were dubbing this game the Toilet Bowl, and look, they weren't far off. Although there were some games out there that made probably set professional football back at least like 20 years. I'm talking about the Colts-Vikings game. Ugh. Anyway, so basically we did what we needed to do. The keys to the game. Shout out to my boys Leonard, Firestone, and Morocco over there at the Titans Coliseum podcast. I was on their podcast Friday night. We were having a group therapy session about the Tennessee Titans upcoming game against the Patriots. And Morocco said one of the keys to the game was going to be Tony Pollard getting like 150 yards on the ground. And I'll be darned if he didn't get close to that. I think he finished with like over 120 yards rushing. He didn't have any TDs, but Tony was working. Now, we were scared, thought he wasn't going to play, but he ended up just, it was never in doubt he was going to play. He came out here, he did his thing. Mason did his thing too. I mean, time with the ones, those reps were the ones paying off. He was able to lead us down. I think he threw for 2 touchdowns, had 1 pick. I'm not even really going to put that pick on him because it hit Chig in the hands. It was a little high, but, when you get your hands on it, you got to catch it. We won the game. The defense really showed out this game. Like I said, I mentioned on that same podcast that Denard Wilson said he wanted to be aggressive. He used the word suffocating in his presser, and they were pretty suffocating. They had about 29 pressures of Drake May. Now, Drake May did his thing. Once Drake May gets his feet underneath him, I think he's going to be a very good quarterback for the New England Patriots. Even Jeffery Simmons said the same thing, because every time he was under pressure, he didn't make a bad decision. The few times he didn't make a bad decision, he threw 2 picks. So, one was a desperation pick, and then one was just a pick that, we picked off. But he used his legs. He almost had 100 yards rushing as the quarterback, and I think he broke like a Patriots record or something like that. So when the pocket collapsed, he used his feet and things like that. Took some big hits. Now, he was just coming out of concussion protocol, so he needs to be wary of that. But, presented a good challenge to the defense. But, at defensive line, Jeffery Simmons, I know we talked about him in the video. I think he's getting, like I said, he was getting further and further away from those injuries, and now he was showing out. He was blowing up plays, and there were several holding penalties called against the Patriots starting center that really showed how strong Jeffery Simmons could be. So the run defense was there, pass defense was there. They were, until the last play of the game, they were doing very, very good defense. Now, if you watch the game, 4 seconds left in the half in the game. Drake May scrambles for like 12 seconds and finds a wide open Ramondre Stevens for a touchdown to send it into overtime. Now, in the overtime, we did our thing, went down the field, got in the field goal range, kicked the field goal. The defense really showed out, put a lot of pressure on Drake May and then forced him into a bad throw. And Amani Hooker got his second pick of the game, and we wrapped it up. So defense had like 3 turnovers. They got 3 turnovers. So that was a point of emphasis earlier on in the season that we wanted to do. So overall, it was a good game. I mean, it's a win. And we ain't had one of these in a long time, to the point it had Cali emotional in the doggone presser. Told the Nashville media that this is something that we needed bad, and I would agree with him. Now, you're going to get those fans that are out there that are pissed off about the doggone draft rankings, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But one thing we want to mention is that while we did win this game, I don't think we're going to be winning too many more games after that, because we lost Quandre Diggs to a Liz Frank injury, so he's out for the season. So he was our starting safety, and then make things worse, we lost our starting center, Cushenberry, to an Achilles issue. So he's out for the season. So both of them are out for the season. So 2 starters are now down. We was already down Snead, Awuzie, and a lot of dinged up. Those were the 2 big starters that were out. Burks on IR. Nobody really cares about that. But yeah, so hopefully we get Snead back. Hopefully we get Awuzie back. But yeah, those are 2 big pains. Levin came in, did a good job. Filling in. I think they said at the presser today that Brunskill will move to center when Radens comes back from injury. He didn't play last game, so when he goes back to right guard, Brunskill will be the center. So we'll see how that works. See how that works in that regard. So I don't know. But player of the game is going to go to Tony Pollard, man. Tony Pollard really did his thing. And he really showed that he was a great pickup. I didn't know. Now, we all know that King Henry is doing his thing in Baltimore, but I didn't know that Tony Pollard was second in the AFC in rushing. So, obviously, we don't have King Henry, and I'm not comparing Tony Pollard to King Henry, but he was an adequate, very good pickup for us in free agency, all right, so let's talk about this and bona fide thoughts. Now, a win is a win, and I'm excited for a win. If you're not excited about a win, you really can't call yourself a fan of the team. I don't care about draft stats or anything else like that. I care about wins, all right? We got to win. We're 2-6 now. So, yes, we've moved on. Cali has 2 wins under his belt. Again, like I said, I don't think we're going to have too many more of those just given the injuries that we're faced, but who knows? That's why they play the game on Sundays. But a lot of people were talking about, oh, man, now the draft status we're messing this up because right now, given the current schedule, given the current rankings on tankathon.com, we are drafting in 9th place. So the 9th pick overall pick. And yeah, that does put us out of the Shadur Sanders and maybe even the Cam Ward sweepstakes. But I will preface this, and it's not out of the norm. But again, like I said, I think we talked about it on the live stream. We have 9 freaking draft picks, and that's not to include anything that might happen in the next day or so, because the trade deadline is, I think, November the 6th, so Wednesday. So we still have the ability to trade a player and maybe get back a pick from right there. But if we stand pat, we have a total of 9 draft picks. I don't think we get any compensatory picks or anything like that. So 9 draft picks. Now, if Rand and Chad and Callie and Miss Amy, to the point, feel like that Shadur is the guy that they want to take over and want to lead the team, then yeah, I don't see why they don't, trade some of that draft capital this year and next. So that's the thing. If you think that you got a guy and you think this guy is going to be the one that's going to be here for a long time, then you got to take a risk and maybe look at, pushing, trading away maybe the 2026 second rounder or maybe a first rounder to get who you think can help your team right now and to be that guy. So while I think, we're out of that range right now, who knows? There's still a lot of games left in the season, still 9 games left in the season. We, everybody that, is losing. Look, Carolina is still, they won yesterday, but they're still in their spot. So a lot of shifting and moving going on. I'm not going to put too much emphasis on the record or where we're at right now until we get closer to that ending part of the season. Now, when we get closer to the ending part of the season, yeah, absolutely. We're going to talk about that. We're going to look at where our draft position is, what we can do. Look at past history cases of drafts that have gone on where people have traded the house to get certain players. So, that's still an option. So, that's where I am at on that one. I'm not going to be mad at a win. Never going to be mad at a win. But I do understand that some people care about that. But let's just hold off on that to right now. I think that was just like one of those locker room wins. Hey, we just needed that for the locker room to say, hey, we know how to win in this league. But it's still going to be tough sledding. All right, I mean, we go play the Chargers. Coming up, we got to go to L.A. this weekend coming up. We still got the Vikings. We still got Houston 2 times. Still got to play the Colts one more time, although they looked horrible on there. So, we still got a few other teams we got to play. And, who knows? I don't see us making the playoffs at all. That is not even a remote thought in my mind. All right. So that's it. Like I said, coming up next, we got the Chargers. So we're going to be doing our preview video. I'm going to drop that on Friday. I'll talk about the Chargers and them. There's some former Titans out there. You know, Elijah Molden, Christian Fulton are out there playing on that Charger defense, and it's looking pretty good. So definitely be a good challenge for us. But yeah, that's what we got today. Look, man, we are so close. 993 as of the making of this video. Might change, but that's how close we are. So we are getting ready to film a video where we're going to pick one of our lucky subscribers to give away a Tennessee Titans Oilers throwback jersey, free of charge, courtesy of Bonafide and Section 240. I appreciate everybody that's been supporting the channel, everybody that's been rocking with us, all the new fans, all the ones that's been here since day one. Everybody, we just gonna keep building, keep growing. Cause like, hey, look, this is what we're doing now. This is who we are. So I want Section 240 to be the place where fans get what a fan needs. Some real talk and not just media mumbo jumbo. All right. So make sure you're locked in with us. Make sure you subscribe. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It takes 2 seconds. Click, boom, you subscribe, and you'll never have to happen again. All right. So, all right, man. But like I said, we're gonna post our preview video on Thursday. We're gonna be live from the section on Sunday. Appreciate everybody joining the section. We have a good time in the live stream. Y'all need to join in. If you ain't coming to the live stream, you may need to come to the live stream, man, because it's a partay. It's a partay. All right. And then again, we're gonna do our review video on Monday. All right. So yeah, like I always say, get ready, buckle up, because there's always room in the section for us all. All right. Tighten up.